Monster Calls is hands down one of my favorite films of the year. Believe me, it is packed with action, insane special effects, and it is absolutely beautiful. By the end of this movie, the entire theater I saw it with was a sobbing mess, myself included. It is so good, trust me. Now, here are the 5 things that you guys need to know. Drum roll, please. Fun fact. And number 1, the first nugget that you guys need to know about A Monster Calls is that it's directed by J.A. Bayona, a Spanish filmmaker who previously directed 2012's The Impossible, starring Naomi Watts and Ewan McGregor. Now, if Bayona isn't exactly a household name, he will be very soon. His next project is the sequel to Jurassic World that will roar into theaters in 2018. Now, Steven Spielberg personally selected Bayona to take the T-Rex mantle. I repeat, Steven Spielberg personally selected him to take the T-Rex mantle. I think we are all in very good hands. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, as soon as we're done here, you guys need to watch my one-on-one interview with the director, Bayona, and we sat down right before the break, and you can find it on Regal's Movies YouTube channel, and it was so great to sit down with him. He is a genius, and we talked all things A Monster Calls as well as all things Jurassic World. Plus, I remember that day being a really strong hair day, so don't miss that interview, okay? All right, I'm done now. Okay, number 2, A Monster Calls tells the story of Conor O'Malley, a young boy who is trying to cope with the terminal illness of his mom, played by Felicity Jones. Now, you may know her better as Jin Aroso from a little independent film called Rogue One. Now, and if that wasn't enough for Conor to deal with, he's also tormented by a cranky and strict grandmother, played by Sigourney Weaver. And there's also a bully at the school who's out to get him. Now, before long, Conor befriends a giant tree-like monster who helps him fix the problems in his life. You guys, guess what? The monster is voiced by none other than Liam Neeson. Yes, Liam Neeson. That's my Liam Neeson impression, which is just not okay. And we're live, and if we weren't, I would cut that out, but here we are, so okay, cool. So moving on, I can't wait for you guys to hear him. He is so good as the tree, it's unbelievable. Number 3, A Monster Calls is based on the award-winning novel by Patrick Ness, who also wrote the screenplay, which made it on the 2013 Blacklist, and illustrator Jim Kay. Now, it won the Carnegie and Greenway medals for writing and illustration, which is the highest honor for books published in the UK. And if that wasn't enough, A Monster Calls was the first book ever to sweep both awards since they were created over 50 years ago. Nice work. Number 4, the idea for A Monster Calls came from British author Siobhan Dowd, who began writing the story while she was battling cancer that proved to be fatal. Now, when she passed away in 2007, her editor passed the torch to Patrick, who ran with it to the final page with the family's blessing. It is such a beautiful legacy for her and the family. This movie is unbelievable, and she would be, no doubt, very, very proud. Number 5, finally, the stand-in for the monster on set was none other than the latest friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Tom Holland, whose feature film debut was The Impossible. How cool is that? And there you have it. You guys are ready to answer when A Monster Calls hits Regal.